What's up, rock stars? It's Rocks with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. Let's get to it. Alright, you guys, absolutely nothing exciting to talk about. Well, we gonna make it do what it do, you guys. Squeeze the blood from the turnip. Got to talk about politics and your stupid ass president, Donald Trump. You guys, it might be something to this whole dementia thing that's been going around slowly. It might pick up steam. Because what is going on with Mr. Donald Trump? Now, it seems that Donald Trump, let him tell it, was unhappy with Comey's performance and didn't believe that James Comey could effectively lead the FBI any longer. So he fired him very unexpectedly the other day, and it set the political world in a tizzy. Okay, now political pundits everywhere are saying that Donald Trump did this because the investigation into the Russians who interfered in the 2016 elections was getting too hot, getting too close to Trump, and Trump decided to fire him in an effort to shut him up. And it was not only a surprise to the pundits and all of us, but also a surprise to James Comey, who was actually in Los Angeles, they said, on a training speaking mission, I guess, and they say that Comey found out on the TV. Just like, and Donald Trump was just like, you fired, like his damn TV show. Now, everybody is saying that this was a terrible move. People even tried to warn him those few minutes before when they realized that he had made this decision, and he was not listening. They're saying that Trump's administration, his team, did not expect this huge hailstorm to start because the Democrats were the main ones that were calling for Comey's resignation or his firing right after the elections, when, you know, the shit came out about the WikiLeaks and, you know, Russia and Hillary Clinton, you know, fucked her shit all up. Okay, so the Dems was hot on it, wanted them to fire him then, and Donald Trump made it a point to say plenty of times that no, he was not doing that. It took great courage for him to make the decision that he did, speaking of Comey, and that he has great respect for Comey, and that he was, you know, confident that he could do the job, and yada yada yada. Okay, now that we've seen the speeches, they've been running them back and forth and back and forth. But now, fast forward 6 months or so later, now we are upset he fired Comey when this is what you guys were asking for. Okay, the difference is we wanted you to fire him when it was obvious that the Russians was involved and he fucked up the entire elections for 2016, but now that he was stayed on and he was part of this investigation and the investigation was directly affecting you, it makes no sense for you to fire the person that is investigating you. Okay, yes, it would have been cool back then, but now that he's not fired, he got to stay where he is. Okay, because I don't understand why they didn't think that that would draw some comparisons to the whole Nixon Watergate thing, because it shows a specific pattern. He fired Sally Yates. He fired the Bahara Preet, y'all know what I'm talking about. And now he's fired James Comey, and all of these people were involved in the investigation directly on Trump's administration in this whole collusion with the Russians. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out who is advising Donald Trump. Is he up there just saying what the fuck he want to say and doing what the fuck he want to do, because ultimately it is up to him? Or is somebody actually telling him to do things like this? And then I guess I could also see that he didn't know that it was going to happen like this, because Donald Trump is not a politician and he obviously does not know much about U.S. history from him talking about the whole Andrew Jackson thing last week. Okay, so he didn't realize that this was going to be compared to the whole Nixon Watergate thing. I just don't understand why the people around him, they ain't told him that. Like I said, so maybe he's just doing shit on his own. Okay, but yeah, it has been a big deal. And of course the Democrats are going to use it to their advantage and make it really seem like, even though it's not just using it to their advantage, it is what it is. Now, you had fired this man and is looking like you are trying to abuse your power by covering up and getting rid of everybody that could say something negative about you, your campaign, or what you do. Okay, so if anything, has brought more attention to the whole probe. I'm just always just kind of tickled by the dumb things that Donald Trump does. Hey, everybody is saying that this investigation will go ahead as planned. We do know that Donald Trump is the person that will be placing the new FBI director in there, and everybody on the opposition is saying, of course, he's going to put one of his flunkies in there that he's going to be able to control. And then you have Donald Trump's team saying, oh, absolutely not, we're not going to do that. It's going to be someone who can do the job fairly and adequately and all of that. So anyway, you guys, that is it. Ooh, I tell you, your Trump is a fool. You guys, we might have to stretch the hands of prayer out to your boy Bow Wow, okay, Shad? We can't even call you Shad Moss until you learn how to fucking grow up. You keep up with these damn antics and you're gonna forever be Lil Bow Wow. In the latest string of events with Mr. Bow Wow, evidently he was on a press circuit tour for his show Growing Up Hip Hop. They're supposed to be flying, I guess, to New York to do some interviews. And he showed a private jet on his Instagram, a picture of a luxury car, I think it was a Mercedes or something, and a luxury Mercedes bus that had supposedly, we were to assume that it had dropped him off at the airplane. And that was that. A couple of hours later, this guy posted on Snapchat that Bow Wow had posted that he was taking a private jet. However, he was on a regular commercial flight with him and that he was fronting for the gram. And when I saw that, I just shook my head. Now, instead of ignoring it, because you obviously very clearly are caught, Bow Wow gets on Instagram and says, any nigga can pull up some old pictures that he saw him on a flight and then post it on Snapchat. Why would you think that somebody is going through they whole day scrolling back a couple of years to when they saw Bow Wow on the plane and posted it on their fucking Snapchat? Really, Bow Wow? Do you really think that we are this stupid? But he was just like, you know what? You guys need to stay out the big boy lane. Nigga, we will stay out of the big boy lanes when big boys get in their lanes, okay? For you just need to stay in seat 21A. Turns out the picture that Bow Wow posted is from a stock photo from a Fort Lauderdale transportation service. Okay, they posted that was their picture and that Bow Wow had pulled that picture off. So I will never understand why Bow Wow could have so much respect if he would just fucking chill out. But when a nigga is always trying to just prove themselves, for what? We have all said that Bow Wow was talented. I mean, he was cool as a rapper. That shit went dry. Okay, then he started acting, and I actually think he's a pretty good actor. So why can't you just move on with your life? You haven't had nothing tragic really happen in your life where shit got fucked up. You could have taken a smooth transition from one place to the next. But for whatever fucking reason, Bow Wow just can't seem to make the transition. He is a fucking embarrassment. He should be embarrassed with the shit that he does. It's so unnecessary. We wouldn't even be laughing at you if you wouldn't act this fucking way, okay? And then just now before I got on to do these videos, I saw him talking about how he had put all these people on, on the Scream tour and all that. Okay, that's great. So why can't you just revel in the fact that you was able to be a part of these big R&B singers' careers and help put them on, and let us be happy for you for that? Instead of you being stupid and posting shit that's so unnecessary that you was on a fucking private jet. Don't nobody give a fuck if you was on a private jet or not. You are on TV. You are still doing things. He is just an idiot. And I think somebody needs to sit him down and just, do we need to do a prayer circle? I'm going to let it go this one time. I'm going to let it go. But the very next time that we come up here, child, we're going to have to come up with some prayers for the good Lord because, honey, this boy just can't act right. He is so stupid. He is so stupid. And I really actually believe that he believes that he doesn't do anything wrong, just be caught and called in his lies. Like, he is stupid, you guys. Poor Bow Wow. Maybe he need a woman. A real woman, not these reality show girls and all of that. Something need to happen to Bow Wow, though, just to get the reality, the real reality in that brain. Boy, quit acting this fool. You guys, next let's just talk about the disappointment that I felt for Bethune-Cookman their commencement for their graduates who worked hard these last 4 years to get where they were, only to sit down and have to listen to Betsy DeVos. She was the commencement speaker. For whatever reason, the president, Edison Jackson, felt that she would be the best person for the job and decided to put her as the commencement speaker. I think that it is terrible that you would put these graduates in this position. Now, they worked hard and obviously they want to participate in their own fucking graduation. But to have to sit there and listen to somebody who very obviously does not have them or their community's best interests at heart, to have to sit there and listen to a 45-minute bullshit ass speech is ridiculous. And I don't really, it almost makes you think like he did something like that to, because we ain't trying to bridge no fucking gaps these days. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I really ain't got that mature. I'm not really at that point yet. Maybe I will get there eventually. But I think that it's terrible that he made this decision. It almost makes you feel like, well, what was something in it for him? Did they say, you know what, you go on and let us do this, have her come out there to this black college, you know, because they say that they are really committed to helping these HBCUs, when just the other day they said that now they don't know if HBCUs are constitutional or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I might not have the exact wording. But yeah, you know, so it's just like, what in you decided to have this woman come down there and speak? So now you have forced these kids that's graduating to have to make some sort of statement, some sort of decision to voice their displeasure with this woman. So Betsy gets up there, you know, and she starts her shit. I was happy to see that these kids stood up and decided to turn their back on her. Okay, they were booing her. And they were turning her back. And yes, that shit is always hard to watch. And, you know, I feel bad for people when shit like this happens at speeches, when they just trying to get up there and do a job. But in this case, I'm sorry. You forced these kids' hands as the president. All right, now he gets up and warns them. You guys will not get your damn diplomas today. We will mail that shit to you if you keep this up. So a lot of people sat down, but a lot of people didn't. Some people walked out. But it's too bad that you, like I said, these kids had to go through all of this, going to classes, working hard, you know, studying and getting their damn degree, and then have to sit there and listen to this bullshit. So I don't really know what's going on with Edison Jackson. I'm not familiar with the man or the school. I just know that we passed by there. Actually, my son was thinking about applying there, but he did not. He is going to an HBCU, though. We'll talk about it in another video. But I just feel two ways about it. I feel that it's terrible that they had Betsy as the speaker, and I feel great that the children, I shouldn't call them children, they're young adults. Okay, some of them probably around my age, but I feel happy that they were able to make their feelings and their presence known there. Did you guys see the video? It's going all over Instagram, and rightfully so. Don't have these people at our damn commencement graduation. I mean, it should be certain places where we could just feel happy and at home and ready to celebrate, okay? Don't do that shit no more. Please, HBCUs out there, take heed. This was not the way to go. Alright, you guys, so there's been a lot of talk about LaVar Ball and the Ball brothers. You guys know LaVar Ball is the dad to Alonzo Ball, who plays at UCLA and expected to be one of the top draft picks for the 2017 NBA draft. Then he also has two other sons. What's their names? LaAngelo and LaMelo. They're in high school, but you know, from many accounts, these kids all have a gift of basketball, and like I said, Lonzo is the first up in line to make a big splash on the NBA world. At least that is what we think. That is what the father has definitely put the son on this pedestal. It remains to be seen if the boy can hold up this huge image that the father has put forth. I mean, the father has put a lot of pressure on this kid, and I'm not sure if the son is in support of what his dad has done or not, but it's definitely out there. So the newest thing is the other day, in what some people have said was a genius move, LaVar Ball unexpectedly put out some shoes, some tennis shoes for Alonzo, and they are called, is it Lonzo or Alonzo? I know you guys gonna correct me. Okay, it's one of those, either with the A or without. But he put out these shoes, and he put the price tag at $495. There were a lot of people who had a problem with this price, namely Shaquille O'Neal, who said, you put out tennis shoes that, you know, kids, if they do look up to him, they are not going to be able to afford them. Okay, this is always an ongoing debate that some people have about shit that gets put on the market, whether or not it's too high. Listen, the fact of the matter is, designers put out their shit. Okay, you pay for what you want, and if it's too much, then you can't afford it, you don't get it. Okay, but if you can afford it, then you buy it. Okay, nobody is telling designers that they need to bring their damn prices down, because that's what they are, designers. The difference here is, like I said, Lonzo has not had the opportunity to prove himself yet. So I don't think that anybody would have much of a problem with it. Well, people would probably still have a problem with it, but it wouldn't be so much of an issue if he was out there and he was already, I mean, he was the biggest thing since sliced bread. I mean, you know, if he was, you know, Kobe, LeBron, and Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, and all them all wrapped up into one, okay, then hey, we can do this. $495 for these tennis shoes, okay? Because he's all that in a bag of chips. But like I said, the boy hasn't been able to prove himself yet. You ask him for $500 for these tennis shoes. We don't know who made these damn tennis shoes. Did you go down to Mexico and have them made? Okay, or did you have people that were, you know, concerned about the arch support and, you know, all of this shit that Nike and Reeboks and some of the big name brands, I'm sure, put into account when they make their shoes and sell them. But with all that being said and all that set aside, I mean, I don't really have a problem for it. I'm not paying $500 for no fucking tennis shoes. Okay, I'm not even paying $200 or $100 for tennis shoes. All of it is ridiculous to me, you guys. Well, now I have two pair of tennis shoes. I have some Adidas shell toe old school, and I have the Kylie Jenner Pumas. Okay, and that is it for me. Them Kylie Jenners was $75, and nigga, my feelings was hurt when I bought them shoes, because I don't really wear them type of shoes. But you know, the average price of the like LeBrons and the Kyries and the, you know, the Jordans and all that, you hitting somewhere around $150, $200. So now you've got these shoes for $500. To me, it's ridiculous, but hey, it might all work out. Okay, and like LaVar said, he was on what's the name of that show? I put it in my notes. He was on what the fuck is it called? Unmentionables, Untouchables. I didn't write down the name of the show, but you guys know the show that he was on this show, and they were talking to him about this price tag, and you know, if he thought it was ridiculous. And he was like, first of all, it's like my family's thing. Okay, I paid for it. I'll put the shoes out there. If it don't work out, then it's on me. It's on me and my family. It's for my family. I don't want to make shoes that's $50 for people, you know, kids to be able to afford. I want to make shoes that's $500. Okay, and whoever can afford them can buy them. That's just, this is just my lane, and that's, you know, Shaq's lane over there if that's what he want to do. And then, you know, one of the guys that was on the panel was just like, yeah, and you know how it goes. I mean, you put something out for $500. I mean, people are going to talk about it. It's going to be something that people want to discuss. And just like we are now, we have him on the show. If it's $100, $150, $200, I mean, that's the average going price for these NBA players' tennis shoes anyway. Okay, that's just another shoe that you throw in the bag. Okay, like you said, yeah, let me get the LeBrons, and you know, let me get those Adidas over there, and also throw in those ZO2s. But $500, okay, now it's something else. This might be something special about this shoe, and this might be, you know, more than just novelty and all that. So I mean, I get it. It's all part of marketing. It could either work or it could blow up. Okay, and I'm not mad at the man for doing whatever the hell he want to do with his fucking money. The fact of the matter is, if you want the shoes, you buy them. If you don't, you don't. Okay, and that's it. But like I said, the only thing that I'm concerned about with LaVar and his boys is the pressure that he has put on them. I mean, when this boy gets into the league, he's shown enough. Everybody is going to be watching him. That is a lot of pressure for a kid that's just coming out of college to have to put up with. I mean, he's been playing basketball. It's not like he's coming straight from high school, but still, it's like, it's a lot. So it remains to be seen. I'm not mad at the man for putting out these shoes. I mean, y'all crazy if you pay $500, but I don't give a fuck if they was Jordans for $500. I was not doing it, so I don't get it at all. But as far as him trying to do something special for him and his boys, I don't see no problem. Joe was just telling me the other day, he was like, Mom, he's a classic dad. What's the name of the AA? What's the league? Oh shit, Joe played all the fucking time. He's definitely one of those dads who is just like gung-ho for their kids. There's a lot of them in the why can't I think of the word? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And in the traveling leagues and all that, it's a lot of them like that. So we just got him. His son is about to make it, and we'll just see if he's the next coming of the next big thing or if he is going to flop. But it ain't gonna hurt nobody but the Ball family if it is a flop, so I can't worry too much about it. TLC was down in the UK on Channel 4 News. They're promoting their new album. I think it's going to be a self-titled album. Excuse me, TLC. While they were sitting there discussing their album or whatnot, I guess the lady that asked them about the Black Lives Movement and what they thought about it. T-Boz shut the hell up and let Chili speak. Chili said that, you know, she did not participate in any of the marches or anything like that. I have no problem with that. If you marched, then fine. If you didn't, then fine as well. The problem that I had is when she says, you know, to me, all lives matter. And then I'm going to paraphrase here, but what she basically said was, you know, there are many different groups that are targeted at different times. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's just black people that's getting affected. And in this case, all lives do matter. The police should not be doing what they're doing to anybody, period. And that is all fine and good. And we all agree on that. What Chili is missing is the fact that it happens to blacks more at a disproportionately higher amount. Y'all, my braces. I know how to say the fucking word. But you guys know what I'm saying. It happens more to black people than it does to anybody else. And anybody who doesn't realize that, I have a problem with. I never understand when black people don't understand the concept of Black Lives Matter. We wouldn't have to say Black Lives Matter if all lives mattered. Okay, obviously we are singling out black people because black people is getting it the worst. And don't nobody get up in here and get to telling me about all these different races and what the hell happened to them. If you want to say Latina lives matter and you want to say this life matter, and that's fine. I'm just telling you where I'm concerned. Black lives matter. I can't say all lives matter until Black Lives Matter. So it was disappointing that Chili did that. And I will give her somewhat of a small pass because I feel like, you know, she probably wasn't expecting that type of question and she kind of spoke off the cuff. You know, once you start to really think about the shit, you know, your responses, then you can give a more educated answer. But still, I was just like, here we go again. Okay, not the best PR move for somebody that has an album that's coming out. You know, like I said, T-Boz stayed quiet on that whole Black Lives Matter thing. She only chimed in when they started talking about Trump. But yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad. I never see it for people who don't understand Black Lives Matter. And I'm just always going to be that way. I'm sorry. Y'all still going to buy TLC's album? Y'all wasn't going to buy that shit even before. Well, we've been talking about old SteveHarvey a lot lately. Huh? Okay, so the news has come out that I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that SteveHarvey got a new show in Hollywood on NBC that's going to simply be titled Steve. I'm assuming that he's taken on the whole Ellen type of talk show. He says he's going to be able to sit down with more celebrities, you know, the ones that didn't want to come to Chicago to his SteveHarvey talk show. And now he can just kind of revamp and do something totally different. I'm not mad at that. Get your money. The problem that a lot of people have with this fact is that he has a whole staff of production team and whatnots down in Chicago that's been helping him with the SteveHarvey talk show for 5 years, and he decided to fire them all. I actually don't even have a problem with him firing people. Listen, shit happens in a business. If he made the decision to fire this staff for whatever reason that he had. This is not something that just doesn't happen in business. It happens all the time. The staff, they say, was hurt that they didn't get the opportunity to even relocate, to even interview for new jobs. I guess Steve Harvey had decided that he wanted to have a fresh new start with a whole new staff of people. Okay, so the business part of me realizes that this happens all the time. Okay, now the personal side of me, the one that has feelings, I can understand how this staff would feel. Now they're saying that the executive producers is the ones who actually made the announcement to the staff that none of them were even afforded the courtesy of Steve Harvey actually talking to them. And again, okay, that happens a lot of times when you work for these companies. You got a CEO or something like that. You don't always have that. There's a chain of command. So the CEO doesn't go and talk to the staff. Okay, they get one of the managers to break it to everybody what's going on. And then if by chance that you get to talk to the CEO, you got to make appointments and you got to get on the books and all of that. And even then, that shit don't happen because, like I said, there's a chain of command, and they don't want to be talking to the underlings, all the motherfuckers that's on the line. Okay, when they got way other shit that they need to agree, you know, to think about, you below their pay grade. So that shit even happens, and I understand that. The problem that I have with it a little bit is you've been working with these people 5 years. It's different when you just laying off a section or a few people. You laying everybody in the fucking company off. That's what this is equivalent to. So when you are laying the whole fucking place off, then yes, then we kind of do want to talk to the CEO because, damn it, I got to get the answer from the person that's at the top. The fuck is this? And when the CEO doesn't give them the courtesy of being able to talk to you about their feelings, about their questions, about their being upset or whatever, then yeah, then there is a problem. So I just felt like it was kind of a fucked up ass way to be. And from this letter that was put out by Steve Harvey to his staff, I'm assuming once he did it the way he did it, like I'm saying, not the best way, that people were upset. They wanted to talk to him. They was ambushing him in the hallways, and when he was getting his makeup done, they was coming in there to talk to him then. And you know, he just felt like everywhere he turned, people was coming up to him wanting to talk to him. So he finally had to put out this email that basically said, don't fuck with me, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't do nothing, because I didn't say what I said, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm not changing my mind, and I ain't got shit to say to none of you guys. Okay, so that is a kick in the fucking face. The email, again, was rude as fuck. Could have been done a different way and still people wouldn't be happy with it. But the way that the letter read, and I don't have time, my computer looked like it's about to try to die on me, but the way he put that letter out and the shit that he said, I was just like, well, damn. I mean, you couldn't, you know, put it, but it was almost where he was just like, quit fucking with me. Leave me the fuck alone. Can't wait to get the hell up out of here and get down to Hollywood where it's nice. Now, they do say that Steve Harvey is tired of the commute, and I can get that totally. Why didn't he just say something like that? He evidently doing his talk show in Chicago. I think he does Family Feud here in Atlanta, and then he going to LA for that Little Big Shots, and I don't even know where Apollo is shot. So he's running all over, and he's been doing that for years, and I'm sure that takes a toll on him and his body, and he don't want to do the shit no more, and that's fine. So let's just streamline and put everything in Hollywood. So I get all of that. I just feel like he could have used a different angle and kind of presented it to these people a different way. And motherfuckers gonna lose their job and be upset and all that, but you ain't got to be no fucking asshole about it. But I mean, you know, people thought they was family, but we see how he do his family. Look at what happened to Mary. Okay, so, I mean, it is what it is. These people are in the industry. I'm sure they'll be able to find other jobs, but, child, I guess you can't get too comfortable nowhere, honey. Everybody is replaceable. All right, you guys, and then lastly, in quickies, we have to spread our condolences for Christopher Boykin. You guys know him as Big Black from the TV show on MTV that was popular some years ago, Robin Big. He died at the age of 45 years old. The family still has not said, or they haven't put out exactly what he died from, but people are assuming, and his family are assuming, that he died from a heart attack. Celebrities, including Rob, had all tweeted and put out posts how they were heartbroken that he had died. He always seemed like he was a very nice guy. We know that he was very overweight, and that is why we're assuming that he died from a heart attack. He leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter. He was not married. Rest in peace to Big Black. Also, Everybody was shocked to hear that Scandal will be ending in season 7 next year. I was not shocked to hear that. I think that it is time for Scandal to end. I don't want Scandal to go on and on and on forever like Grey's Anatomy is. I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy in years, but they have got to be on. What season are they on, you guys? I think that this is good that they actually have a definite ending for Scandal. Shonda did say that she had in mind all these years what the ending would be, but now that Donald Trump is the president, you know, maybe she gonna splice and dice and change that up some. I'm here for it. And I think that now that they have an actual for real ending date, that they will put their all into having a spectacular 7th season and really focus on the writings. I mean, season 6 has been great. But a lot of people are not giving season 6 the attention that they should, only because everybody is really over Scandal. But I will tell everybody that this has been a really, really good season, and I expect 7 to be out of this world. But yeah, I'm fine with it going. I'm fine with it going. And then, you guys, lastly, do we have a new couple alert? Everybody is all up in arms about this picture that is floating around the gram of Nicki and Nas, Nicki Minaj that would be. And people are saying, oh my gosh, have they been seeing each other? There is even a rumor that they've been seeing each other sometime since March. And I just have to say that I don't believe it. When I saw that picture, it looks more like a picture of maybe a still from a video shoot. We do know that Nicki is working on her album, and it should be coming soon. And it would be great for Nicki Minaj to have a song with Nas. You don't hear Nas on too many duets with people, you know, so I'm just like, I'm all for collaborations. I shouldn't say duet, that's for singing, right? But do I believe that they're a new couple? No. I think they would be cute enough. I mean, you know, I guess we will see. Y'all know I love me some Nas. I mean, how can you not? We all remember that that print. Woo! Child, anyway. So we'll just keep our eyes on it. We'll see if anything comes out of it. Do you guys believe that Nicki and Nas are a couple? Alright, you guys, I am on 4%. It's probably moving in slow motion. Let me get off of here. We do this every single week. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.